When we think of postcards, what do you think of? Post office, scenery, or holiday? Have you ever sent a postcard to your family and friends? What did postcard mean to people in different times? What role did it play in different eras? How did postcard remain as a form of communication in the last century? How do people use postcard nowadays? This question has always bothered me, and I think that history can help me find answers. Before 1869, the only way of communication was to write letters. People expressed their thoughts about their loved ones and friends by writing letters, which was a tool to connect people from different cities and streets. And people relied heavily on letter writing, and all their feelings could only be expressed through words. It wasn't until 1869 that Dr. Emmanuel Hermann of Australia, Hungary, came up with the design of postcard, and the first postcard was born. In 1870, postcards were introduced to England, and people could buy pre-stamped cards at the post office. 1874, the formation of the Universal Postal Union in Verdun, Switzerland, and one of the first postal treaties set down the postage rate for letters sent to members of the Union, which facilitated the sending of postcards abroad. In 1880, the pictures on postcards were still designed in black, and just like the development of television sets, people gradually stopped being satisfied with just watching black and white television sets. Color pictures began to appear on postcards. Alois Fielder was the first to introduce the concept of color lithography, which was later realized. It was not until the end of the 19th century that Germany began to denominate the color lithography industry, and from then on, more and more color picture postcards were produced and sold. Louis Poe, known as the father of the American Christmas card, and became widely popular in the U.S. In 1890, photography began to appear to postcards, with city street scenes and natural landscapes being rapidly photographed and printed on postcards. In 1899, the postcard craze continued, and Kodak even introduced the 3A floating pocket camera, a camera with a negative similar in size to a postcard, so people could take pictures of the landscape and print them directly on the postcard, which was a crazy thing at the time, and people's love for postcards had already promoted the invention of such cameras, and almost everyone was hit by the virus called postcards. Stamps. People communicated with loved ones by changing the direction of the detail of the stamp, and many postcards with illustrations of lovers were produced at that time. Postcards were very important in wartime, and soldiers used the same to correspond with their families. The illustrations on the postcard also record events of the war, and these postcards have historical significance. Holiday postcard. With the advent of holiday payloads, people have more holidays, which has led more and more companies to produce beach postcards. Before the 21st century, people were working on sending postcards when people were willing to wait for a postcard filled with words of missing friend, when people seemed far away, but in fact, their hearts were very close.
Понятно. Сухой закон.